Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Now, ideally, you don't hear the fan in the background. It is very warm here in the UK, and I do have a fan on, so I'm hoping it's not too loud. Doesn't seem too loud, should be okay. The mic should be fairly insulated from it, to be honest, so we should be alright. We'll get into the game then in just a second here. How you doing there, Connor? Good to have you, my man. Good to see you as always. Now, truth be told, it has been a little while. You didn't have plumber. Good to have you, my man. You'll be able to say that in the near future. You'll be able to say that in the near future, indeed. It has been a little while, actually. I don't quite recall what we were doing, actually. But we'll quickly catch up, I'm sure. The end of the beginning. If only. Bring it on. No, it's going to be intriguing. I believe we'll be in turn 103, perhaps. It might be 104. I may have to adjust the title there. But we are going about a process of actually trying to strengthen the south. We are cleaning up in Sumatra, moving out from Sumatra, onwards from there. I need him to make a move so I can actually go like employ the bases that we're building up, actually. I don't mind waiting a little while, but I'm not too sure what his carriers are. I do have a feeling that they're probably in the south somewhere of Australia. That's where we last saw them heading down towards. We've seen he tends to use them as a concentrated force, which is intriguing. And we do have all these bases here that are being secured, which is good, so we'll be able to make use of those. We just need more engineers down in that area. I do need to go ahead and build up the Kopang area as well, so that's something I'm going to be doing ASAP too. Rangoon's going to be a bitch. Frankly, it is going to be difficult to manage that, but we'll manage it in time. The issue with Rangoon is we can get to it, and that makes it ultimately, well, ultimately now we'll see it falling. I think he's just going to sit there and wait until he has overwhelming power. Maybe, I don't know. He does do things, he does go for these high bolt raids every now and then, so we'll see. I think he'll be doing something. You don't concentrate your carriers. Hello, we have the Admiral. Well, it's nice over here to actually see him suffering because he doesn't tend to use convoy escorts. So we do have a couple of 14 centimeter shells. Torpedoes would actually seal the deal there. There we go, we do have a torpedo hit home there. Thank you. And there's the Admiral Y. Williams, is it? Okay. Admiral Y. Williams, there we go. So 2 shell hits on fire, heavy damage, and that's just outside San Diego, actually. So that's good. She goes down there as well. Hopefully something important was aboard her. But he should always have escorts. We are bombarding here at Moresby, by the way. For some reason it didn't go through last turn, but it does go through today. Oh, did it actually? I can't recall, actually. It's getting a little bit hard to remember sometimes what's going on. We're waiting for the supply build-up at Port Moresby before the final attack. The good news is, we have this base, we'll have this base as well today, so when we do actually attack at Moresby, they will be forced to completely surrender, which will be quite good. We should be counter-attacking over here at Rabaul. Ideally we drive him out of there or destroy him. Destroying him would be much preferred. We'll go ahead and speed things up. There's not as many cruisers in this raid here, well in this bombardment. But there we go, 142 casualties caused at least there, 1 squad destroyed, 5 non-combatants destroyed, 16 disabled, an engineer destroyed, 2 guns, 1 destroyed, 1 disabled there. That's fine. I mean, what is the Moonlight? Moonlight's only 7% here. Did they have... Yes, they had the Jake acting as a spotter there. There's only 2 heavy cruisers, but not bad results there, really. I mean, this is it. There's a lot of damage that's already been caused. I was hoping for a few more, like, supply hits. Actually, I'm going to have to double-check and make sure... and check as to whether we did actually have some supply hits there. Okay, so we are unloading some forces over here, I believe. Yep, there we go. So that should give us the force then sufficient to take Kuching, which would be nice. And that will be Borneo, besides 1 base under our control. The 1 base that isn't under our control is easily taken. Cape Gloucester is going to be very important there to have. I'm going to have Cape Gloucester built up shortly. Okay. Right then. So we'll be moving into the AM phase here shortly. Nice to get a sub actually striking home there. I don't know why he doesn't escort his convoys. You'd think somebody would be telling him, surely. It doesn't matter where they are, it's just worthwhile doing. Right, there we go. Right, now we're in the AM phase there. So, reports of submarines in the area. We are seeing ships that are about Rangoon. Yeah, we're just building up the zeros. We are more or less at that point. We'll double check things now, but we will be able to start the actual sweeping process against Rangoon. The beauty is, although he does have a good number of actual assets there, we can get at it. What we'll do then is we'll start with bombing at night as well. That'd be quite good. I mean, a high level of moonlight would be good for that sort of thing, but I'll take what I can get. So we do have Nels going in here to bomb Singapore. Keep that subdued. Speed that up. I believe we are resting at Singapore. That's quite a good hit there. Yep, I do want to go ahead and actually withdraw from Canton in the near future, and probably Baker to a degree. Hey, Dinlaker, good to have you, my man. The reason being we don't really have... then again, it's one of those of... I don't imagine there's a great threat out that way, but I don't really gain anything from it. So we'll see there. So moving into the PM phase. Hey, Dinlaker, Paul. Good to have you, my man. Yeah, we'll start operations against Rangoon shortly. In fairness, it's going to be one of those, if we do go in with very large numbers of zeros at high altitude, something like 31,000 feet, he's probably going to layer his cap, but we should be able to win out there in time. It does give us a great opportunity to actually trit his forces in that area, which is nice. We don't always get that opportunity. It's going to be tough with Rangoon. I imagine he has a fair amount of forces built up in that area. But once Singapore falls and we clear their mines, we'll be able to move north. Also, we'll take some march and north some march from there. And what we'll do then is we'll clear the way, so I can actually potentially bring ships forward. And we'll go ahead and we'll bombard Bagoo. I can do that. It's clear terrain. He shouldn't have much of an ability to escape something like that. Reduce his forces like that. We'll get there in the end. Okay. Should be moving into ground combat here in just a second. Now, ideally we do have some intelligence to work with. I personally feel his cards are, I don't know, they might be at perf. I don't think that, I don't know. I don't think they're likely at perf. Maybe Melbourne. Melbourne's such a, like, fantastic defensive position, so it could be Melbourne. I don't know, I feel he's going to do something with the Coral Sea. I keep trying to, like, egg him on to do something with the Coral Sea, because I want him to try and go in at, like, unprepared, perhaps. But then again, the Bluff and Bluster does give us that time to build that area up. I mean, ultimately, if he's going to be content to sit in that sort of area, then so be it. So we inflict 109 casualties. Not bad. So we're at 2342, we're at 5th, so 577. I think, was he had level 3 or level 2 fortifications? I think it's down to level 2. So we'll have Singapore shortly. We may even have it on the second attack, we'll see. So we are attacking here, then we are joined by our 4th Division, which is good news. We do see the 14th Chinese Corps and the 6th Chinese Corps. I would not be shocked if there's a unit over here, but we need to push on. If we can get to the ×3 terrain here and start kicking them out of that, that's what we need there. They should retreat today, 834 to 17. Yes, they are forced to retreat here. And both units do retreat there, so we do push through them here. Now, those forces are pretty dramatically weakened, which is good. So we do have 4,049 casualties there. So 245 squads destroyed, 161 non-combatants destroyed, 19 engineers destroyed, 19 guns destroyed there, which is nice. We never saw the lack of supply, which is a interesting one, but I'm going to immediately push on there. We do have a divisions in place now, so that's quite good. We do have a delivered attack at Cagayan. It's not great because we don't have any large units. We do have the AV to do it, it's just we need him to just break down due to supply. But it doesn't look that good today, actually. Looks like we lost a unit there. Did we lose a unit? I thought I saw something about a unit destroyed there. I guess not. So we had 22 destroyed there, 185 disabled. Yeah, so we are breaking that. Casualties weren't good, but most of that is disabled. If we had one large unit, we'd be fine here. The biggest mistake of this campaign has been Mindanao. Something I do eternally regret. He's out of supplies, so we just need to keep pushing there. We do have our shock attack over here, I don't know. One of the units was in shock attack last turn. Well, they all shock attacked last turn, but only one of them was in combat mode. But I'm still surprised that they didn't push them out. They all are in combat mode now. I'm still surprised it didn't happen considering the amount of force there, but hey-ho. Right, there we go, we captured that. I was hoping that we might have actually... Ah, there we go, so we have them surrender. They retreat. I was hoping we might have had them all surrender there, but that's fine. Move on towards East Harbour now, Benklin. Works for me there. Yeah, so no casualties on our end. 1 unit destroyed there. That's okay. We are attacking them over here. The large battalion has been attacked by our own forces here. Now, they should have no supply. They might not be destroyed yet, like we see here. Yeah, but they'll take more casualties. Oh no, I took some casualties. 4 casualties. Sorry, 4 disabled. 1 disabled, 1 disabled there. So just disabled, because we don't have a huge amount of AV. We do have the advantage of the shock. He had the advantage of terrain there, but he has leaders, fatigue, and supply. He's ultimately doomed. He can't do anything. Right, we are taking these bases in the area now. Okay, it's a Banzai. Move on and take the other bases. This one I'm glad to have. He should have nowhere to retreat to. So when we do have a supply here at Moresby, we'll be able to attack and force him to surrender. I'll have the bombardment come back shortly afterwards. I may even potentially rotate them or cycle them perhaps. The facilities there should be absolutely wrecked. So he's not going to have any fortifications built. He might have moved in additional supply via air, but if he has, then I don't know what good it does him, because the base is going to fall. There's nothing I can do about that. So I don't know. Would you reinforce failure? I don't know. I don't think there's anything he could do to actually have it hold out, unless he brought a lot of men in there. But even if he was to bring men in there, we do have the air power in the area to actually destroy that effectively. It's just one of those where it's going to end. I don't know. If it was me, I'd probably be like, right, okay, either try and pull something out by air, or maybe try and pull something out by sea, which would be difficult, but what is there is essentially gone anyway. And the good news is, once we have Moresby, I can have the 56th Division, I believe it is. Is it 56? I think it's the 56. We can have 56 moved up into the Dutch East Indies, and can have that contribute towards the Java campaign there. So we do need that. We need to escalate things there. Just really push on quickly. I'd love to get some force into Kagayan just to speed that up. The issue is because they're in separate units. If that was one division of light with 300 assault value, they'd be fine. They'd probably take it by now. Okay, speed this up. I don't have a tremendous time at this moment, so we'll have to call this one a little bit shorter. So we'll go through things here. Well, the thing is, we'll take a look at the division. The division's not too bad, and the thing is, you can recover those units. He could recover those units by rebuilding them, but that's going to cost him a lot of PP. Oh, we actually, yeah, we have a supply here to attack, so I will go ahead and order set attack. And they've had a few days to recover, so they're probably not going to surrender this turn, but it's good to see the supply moving through. So 56 then has 123 disabled squads there. It's got 83% of its table equipment, so it will recover quickly enough. There's not that much that's actually missing, really. Yeah, so we're mostly... yeah, so it's pretty much just the squads here, really. We've had a few of those tankettes. Oh no, it's the cavalry there. Oh, some of the tankettes are gone there. Engineers in good shape. We actually have more HMGs, which is interesting. Oh no, that's the, I'm looking at the wrong way around, yes. Yeah, so we just need the squads in there. Squads are relatively cheap, to be honest. Well, I know, but it's one of these of, you just essentially feed them a Japanese war machine then if you fly supply in here. So, yeah, damage is there. We'll attack. I don't think it's gonna fall this turn. It might. If we're fortunate. But, it'll be good. No, it's one of these of, you could reinforce it, but what does that buy you? Well, we can still use that unit. I mean, this is it. It's like, if the worst you can do to the enemy is stop them from using a division for a little while, then it's like, is that really something well spent? It would have been a better idea to have had the forces at Moresby evacuated so they could have been used throughout the entire war, rather than being defeated here. He can reconstitute them, but that's competition for the PP he has, and he doesn't have a huge amount. We don't have a huge amount either, really. But it's all competition then. Right, so we have a base here, which is good. We do see a unit here to the north. Yeah, sure, for. Dina, Sally, Catalina, which is nice, and a Hudson, so 2-2 today. In terms of ships sunk, we did see the Admiral Y. Williams, which is nice. A nice big ship there. Ideally had something important on. Right, I do have 4th Division here. See, I would have 56th Division moved up into Java ASAP, really. It still has a good amount of men. It has a regiment and a half of the squads there. It'd recover quickly enough in large buildings as well. Well, large bases, I should say. And then it'd be quickly, yeah. And this is it. It's got, what, 86% of its TOE. It's still there. It just needs to recover a little bit. Right. Okay, so fatigue's still up there. It's not too bad, actually, though. So I'm going to continue to wait. I can't recall. Did we attack the day before? I think we attacked the day before there. Hey, doing the SDE League. Good to have you, my friend. This campaign's going alright, really. The Deadman one is the one where we are actually making significant progress, because this is the first campaign. This is one where we had to learn the hard lessons. But we are making progress. It's difficult as we are dealing with an allied player who has had a lot of time, much more than they should have had to actually build things up. So he's moving in, those can't all be cruiser mine layers. There's a lot of ships over here, and he's really, really brave with that. Sure, he has a lot of aircraft, but they can be broken. It seems like a lot, but it's not that many, because a lot of them aren't that good either. They can and will be broken. So we have Thailand KUS over here. What I need to do then is actually concentrate. So we have Yamato attachments over here. The only issue we have in this campaign is lack of 0 numbers per se, but our production is finally catching up, so we still have 9 at the pool here. Can I should have had that unit separated last time. I could have put the reinforcements in there. We're not far off now. As soon as Singapore falls, I can have those forces released to head north over here. Moonlight is only 7%, but I think it's increasing, so we'll go ahead and we'll start night bombing of Rangoon then shortly afterwards. He's got a fair amount of units over here. He's actually moving this unit back over here, which is interesting. How is the New Caledonia adventure working out? It's working out well enough because we have it and we're making use of it. It's just trying to actually use this area here to actually make something of it, really. Yeah, I know, Thor. I'll sort it out later on, my dude. I could see that, Ren. Don't worry about it. I don't have as long today, so I'm just going to try and go through this, and we'll have to call it there. Right, so we do have the heavy cruisers here. So what I'll probably do then, as we do have these bad boys, is Takao and Atago. We're going to have them actually join in for a bombardment once again. So we'll attack, likely have a few days rest, and then attack again. So Buna has been built, which is good. So you can see Buna has 968 supply, which is why it's allowed supply through here. There's 19. Okay, so we're looking at... Yeah, there's plenty of supply here that's been unloaded, which is good. These guys are unloading the construction units, which is excellent. So I will be able to begin building this base up. I might... well, then again, they're going to attack this turn anyhow, so I can begin construction here. There's 36 engineers in place right now. We do have an AV here to allow us to use aircraft here and support their operations. There's all these units here that I need to have moved out. We have way too many of these units. But I love the fact that we do have all these units, because each one of these units will be sent to a base, and that is going to be excellent. We'll be able to fill out all these bases with the aviation battalions. I'm really looking forward to that. This area can definitely solidify. This area is a little bit more of a risky prospect, but it is being worked on. Let's see. So we do have some aviation support here, which is good. I do have more aviation support moving down to this area. Just need to get the rest in there. I'd imagine he has his B-17 still here at Fiji. The good news is we are moving assets into the area. We are moving Key 43 1Cs into the area, which, don't get me wrong, they're not exactly amazing, but they are still definitely usable. And they are viable when they are used in large numbers against ships. I don't know. I feel like he's in this area somewhere. Maybe... Melbourne's probably the most likely place for him to be. I mean, what I could do with doing is actually having the submarines like form and pick it around these islands. Like all the way down here, really, if I could. I don't imagine he's far. He's been in that area for a fair length of time, really. Now, the good thing is when we do invade Java, I don't think THG will actually defend in the mountains, which would slow us down. I think he's going to likely defend. So you see 24 units over here at Batavia. There's only freaking apparently 1 unit here at Surabaya. So he should be able to sweep over the southern half of the island pretty quick. And if he's only going to defend in Batavia, then that's fantastic. Oh, thank you very much for that, Felix. Subscribe to Tier 1? Oh, wow. 5 months, my man. Thank you very much there, Felix. That's much appreciated, my man, for the subscription there. Should I put subs in the Bash Strait? I can't recall where the Bash Strait is right now, actually. Oh, yeah, right. The issue with that is it's shallow waters and it's very confined. He has a number of large bases here, so he could very easily fly naval search while ASW patrols, and it's essentially suicide for subs in there. If you're going up against a determined ASW, he can cause a lot of problems. Okay. So we do have things gearing up now, which is good. We're not too far away from being able to cripple Rangoon. I say cripple, but it is eventually going to work out like that way. Okay. So we see 3 units over here then, so yep, not too surprising. We kicked 2 units out, so there was a unit that was here. 35th has arrived. This isn't a Paradox game there, Shuffle. This is Gary Grigsby's War in the Pacific Admiral's Edition. I can see what you'd think though. I can see why you'd think that. But no, Paradox isn't that good. They like to think so, but they're not that good. Oh dear. Yeah, that's fair enough. Determined ASW should be able to get rid of them, but it might be something we take a look at in the future for like quick raids perhaps. Right, so we're going to have units march then. So I'm going to have them all march this objective, so they're going to march obviously forward in this ops mode as well. That fatigue should be recovered quickly enough. We're looking at about 14.8 AV there. I would like to get 1 AV down there if I can't release, just to keep pushing. So we've secured that 1 hex of Wooded Rough, which is important. If I can secure this one here, we know there's 2 weakened units. There's 1 unit here as well. What I need to do then is quickly push him out of this Wooded Rough here. That's the difficult part. The rest of this becomes significantly easier. Pushing north's going to be difficult, but if I can take Wei Lin and take this base over here, I'd be quite happy. I would like to move them towards Nanning, and that can be done. I'd like to have more forces freed up for that, but we'll see. I do have forces moving in here to Zhejiang, so he should ideally be able to force him to surrender there. He should be forced to surrender if I control all hex sides, really. I don't think he has a base he could map to, but we'd have to see that. I'd like to get a unit moving in and out. Right, so we have 61st Brigade here. This is rough terrain. So going to combat mode there. It's not a base. I don't think he would be able to retreat, I don't know. But again, he retreated when he had no base to retreat to, so we just need to make sure we cover all the hex sides. So march unit in, march unit out, march unit in, march unit out. Just control the hex sides and make sure he can't get out then. Yeah, that's true there. Oh dear. Right. This is it. I don't know what they're trying to do. They're trying to appeal to like a larger market, and it's just, I don't know. I don't know who's... I don't know. They just don't excite me anymore. I used to really enjoy European Universalis 4. I do like playing with the MEIOU mod. I know it's a new version I need to try. If he has a green hex side, he can trace supply to base. We'll retreat in that direction. Right, okay. So we'll move in, move out, then secure each of these then. Yeah. And then we'll be able to stop him from getting out there. Which would be nice. Now, it's looking well enough. We are putting pressure over here on SunYan at the northern end, which is good. I'm waiting for these forces actually to arrive here. I do have these divisions marching to the north. Even being here is not too bad. It has 4 units here at this moment in time. And in all fairness, what I may end up doing here is, let's see. We'd have to kick him out of that hex before we could march north, but once we could march north, then that'd be worthwhile. Toxic Bean, Gary Grizzly one of the East is like $79. They're not cheap, no, but they are worth it in all honesty. But they do go on some amazing sales around Christmas time. So you'll be able to pick them all up for like less than the price of a single game, which would be quite fun. Just trying to process everything on the screen is going to be a headache. You'll be fine, my man. I would recommend watching the Admiral Dadman campaign, the First Strike of the Homeland campaign I'm doing. The reason being that this is like an older campaign, so there's a lot of mistakes in this campaign, whilst the Admiral Dadman campaign, we actually do have a much slicker campaign. It's not perfect, but we have improved a lot in it. Okay, so I have the tanks in place now, that's good. I do see him with 8 units over here. Whoops, no. 8 units is not exactly nice to deal with, but we should be able to mass sufficient force to be able to cross that. And that's the thing here, because that's only times 2 train, it's not so bad. Just need to mass sufficient number of divisions, and I might potentially have divisions move that way. He has 27 units over here at SunYan, he has 19 units here. Okay. The thing is, he can't push us out from here now because this is time-free terrain. Just as it works for him, it works for us, so that makes it too hard for him to push us out. He could probably have pushed us out from here earlier, but he hasn't. So we have our time-free terrain that also works to our advantage. So what we need to do then is move on through here. I don't know what he has here, and I'd love to get some armored units moving down here to quite quickly move in there. We do see there's one unit in the clear terrain, so if this is empty, I could potentially rush armor down here to actually take control of it quickly enough. I'd have to get some reconnaissance to check each of these hexes. He does have some fighters out here. Okay. Ultimate aim is going to be to take Langzhou, really. We do have our forces here then, so we have the TIE divisions. The cavalry division I should have actually had back at Bangkok. I would like to get it back there one day, actually. Because it could be used to actually garrison and release additional units. Okay. Right, they're being loaded up to be shifted directly into Bangkok. So, we'll have the aviation that we need in Bangkok, which would be good. Chiang Mai has been built, which is nice. So we have here then 82. We'll have more... Yeah, we'll have sufficient amount of aviation support when the other unit arrives here, the other HQ arrives. Chiang Mai is being built up here. It's only size 2. War engineers are being shifted there to the north, which would be great. I do need to get plenty in here. We have Mulmian, which is nice. I have Migu and Tavoy, which is handy. I'd like to have a aviation unit moved up to Mulmian, actually, considering. It's a large airbase, it's pretty damn close to Rangoon. So I might as well go ahead and actually make use of that, because that would be useful for us. So I'm going to have them shifted up north there. What do I actually have in that base? Yeah, so we have a TIE there. Yeah, aviation unit in there would be nice. That'd be good there. Okay. So we won't be attacking Singapore yet, but we'll be attacking there in a few days again. I mean, we are drastically behind schedule in this campaign. We do have great gains in China, which is nice, so at least we can work with that. That gives us something to work with then, as a solid foundation. If we can take Burma, then China will begin to crumble if we can take the north. The north is closing in. That's an interesting one. I don't know if I would choose the path down to Yunnan. If this is empty, I might be able to push this path. All I need to do is get to the cleared terrain. Once we're in cleared terrain, then things do quickly turn about for him. He does have large forces here, but inevitably we will close in. We'll just have to grind through units to get there, but inevitably we will close in there. Right. Pearl, Tan, Anchorage, Johnston, Rangoon. None too surprising there. So we're only seeing task forces in this area. It does have these subs over here. I am assembling forces for an invasion. It might be potentially worthwhile to wait for the 56th Division to be ready, but I think we could move in there and deal with Surabaya, definitely. And Surabaya does have a lot of value. Taking these islands would have value there, and it would give us a position I could use to defend them. So, yeah, we just need the zero build-up. We have 59 Sentai there. We have 50th Sentai, 64th Sentai, so those Sentai groups could be moved into the area. We do have a Sentai already there, which would give us the 100 key 43s, roughly. More or less. Or close enough to. Right, I do need to go ahead and transfer. So we have an air division here at Kopang. I have units here, but I do need to get shifted now. I have 16th Army there, which would be great over here. We have a flotilla here. So what I need to do then is go ahead and transfer the 5th Air Division here to Lublin. And I need a bunch of construction units down here. I need a bunch of actual aviation battalions to really free this area up. Does this game simulate natural resources? It does simulate resources to a degree, actually, yes. So, as Japan, we have heavy industry, light industry, we have refineries, we have oil, we have resources. You have supply too. What happens is you have... Let's take Tokyo. So, Tokyo over here, if I go to the industry. So, Tokyo has heavy industry, it has resources and oil. Now, oil is used by refineries to produce fuel, which produces fuel and it produces some supply. Supply is used by units, it's used by a lot of different processes. I'm not going to go into a dramatic level of detail, but it is definitely useful. Light industry uses resources to produce supply. Now, heavy industry needs resources and fuel to produce supply and heavy industrial points, which is good. I would suggest that you begin consolidate once you finish the Dutch East Indies. Yeah, indeed, we need that. And let's see here. I've got 3 million units of oil at home, which is not too bad. There's definitely a big gap here between refinery consumption and oil production. We are keeping that somewhat going. We're elongating our amount of oil. That's not even the right word. In a nutshell, we need to get more there. We need to get more back home to Japan. When that's finished, I'll be happy. It's not too far, but I just need a solid unit in there just to finish it, really. I might have potentially looked to a large unit. We do have elements of 65th Brigade there, so it'd be worthwhile potentially reinforcing that. But I need like a larger unit than that just to make sure it falls. He's out of supplies, so inevitably he will give in. I mean, 1,500 casualties ain't too bad. Let's take a look. The bombardment. No, I was hoping that we'd hit the actual supply here, but it didn't look like we did, unfortunately. But we do cause more damage there. His units will give at Port Moresby soon enough, and then they will be forced to surrender, I'd hope. I don't think they have an allied base they can trace supply to, I'd hope. If that hex was closed, I could be a little bit more assured of that, but they should be good. Hey, doing that, Horace? Good to have you, my man. The problem is that oil is in the wrong place. Yep, I know that fall. We're going to get it shifted out. Don't worry about that, man. We'll get it shifted. So we do have these bases here, which is good. I'm going to have the rest of those units then used to claim more of the dot bases in the area. This area can be definitely secure. I might even have the DDs used to fast transport some of these aviation battalions around here, really. That'd be ideal. Yeah, so just need to claim these bases in the area, build that up. I could do a build in this area up as well. Singapore falls soon enough. Invade Australia, and we're not in a position to do that, really. You can do it, but it's far too late for us right now, really. Our hope is going to be to move through Burma into India, really. Though, in fairness, we're not doing too bad in China. We could have had a point in time where we might have been able to seize Chongqing, but that slipped through our hands, unfortunately. Yeah. Oh well. That is unfortunately all I have time for here today. Well, I might be doing a stream later on, but at this moment in time, I do have something I need to check in the oven, so I need to go ahead and check that. So I shall see you guys in a future event. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this, please do go ahead and follow me here on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube. I will see you guys in the near future, and I'm really quite worried about the oven now, because I might have something burning there at this present moment. I shall see you guys next time. Are you seeing this? Have a great day. Sayonara and Jane.